Okay, so this is the front door to the place where you'll come in, and I just wanted to get real close to that so you can see what it looks like when you're going to be coming in. There's that countertop over there. We built that radius wall to try and divide up the space between the kitchen, which is just right behind that space where they'll be making the food. And there's this grid here on the ceiling that was kind of a rough cut 2x6 material that kind of had like a western-y type vibe to it, and we wanted to cover up that, so we've been putting the sheetrock up, and we cut some of that grid out and created squares in the ceiling and put those recessed cans in there. And since this space is so lopsided, it's got this weird whatever that is right there. It's not a chase, it doesn't have any utilities in it, so it's just some sort of something from a previous iteration that's here that we have to work with. So it kind of breaks the space up in weird ways. So I tried to create this line down the middle of this area here and have those lights following that. And then what I've done is I've put in these, what are going to be pendants here that follow this line right down the middle here to try and, I don't know, create a line that kind of evens everything out. And those will all be set to the same height. So they'll drop down farther over here than over there, but the bottom will all match. So these are the boxes that I need help with trying to figure out what to do with it. I've kind of mocked up my original intent, which is just to run some 12-inch high sheetrock up there and just follow that all the way around, so it'll kind of be this facade of thickness to the ceiling, the fake ceiling, the drop ceiling here. There's about 2 feet of space up there before it hits that black painted tile area, which I'm going to have the owners paint up in flat black so that it's a little more mysterious and less glare. So those are the spaces that I need help with, trying to figure out. I've thought of like doing some sort of donut-shaped chandelier, or like something that, because there's space up above and there's nothing really in the way. You could run something like up there and down and kind of weave it through some, I don't know, wooden sculpture or something foam that's painted, or I don't know. There's all sorts of, I got all sorts of ideas, but just can't really make up my mind, and I got too much other stuff to do. So this countertop is going to be covered with laminated like lath from a house that we demoed out the lath and plaster. And then it's going to have a radius here on the front of it that'll kind of return back. So it'll have this big curvy part on the front. That'll be wood. And so we created most of that out of what we tore out originally. Some new OSB on the top, but those legs on the front, which aren't really supporting anything, they're just decorative. We made those out of the old 2x4s and ripped them down and stained them up and clear coated them. So that's the space. We have access to electrical up there, so if it's going to be lights, we can wire it up however we need to. It'll just be switched with these cans if that's the case, if it is a light. So yeah, I'll get back here and give you a better, this is the view from back here. And see, this is one of the old pendants that was up there. It's kind of a cool metal shade, but it's up above the grid. There was a bunch of those all the way down in the middle there. I took all those out, and I'm going to repurpose those for over here. Clean the old paint off of them, probably get them back to metal looking, and then maybe paint some like 50s decal type stuff on it to kind of match the vibe that they got going on in here. I don't have a picture of their logo, but their signage is going to go right here, about a 3 foot by 2 foot backlit sign. So that'll be right about there. Yeah, so hopefully you can work something out here.